Welcome to Unicorn Territory, the $30,000 plus no code app built by an agency. Now, when I say unicorn, I'm not talking about the next Uber or Facebook. I'm talking about with 100 plus builds being under my belt, I've only seen an app go into this territory 3 or 4 times. Now, some of those went right from round one, from the beginning of the build all the way through to launch. Some of them had launched at a previous price point, but then continued to build into this territory. In our previous videos for lower price points, we went into detailed explanation about the environment, the design, the tracking software, the database, the pages and the views, monetization, APIs, and communication. Instead of going into all of those with this price range, because many of those are going to be similar to what we talked about previously, we're going to focus on the main factors that drive an app up to this price point. Design is not necessarily the reason that the app has gone into this price range. However, if you are in this price range of 30,000 or more, the designs should be on point, they should be complex, and they should be intricate. They should have multiple screen widths, desktop, mobile, browser size, as well as native size if you're in multiple environments. Having multiple environments, especially if they're built on different no-code tools, could absolutely push an app up into this price range. Just as we talked before, it really depends on your complexities of everything else. Now, the database architectures that might run you up into this range obviously are very highly complex, but can also involve other outside, more traditional databases like AWS, MongoDB, SQL. These are the types of applications that, because of the database, can get pushed into the 30,000 plus range. It's the highly complex and unique monetization strategies that would push price up in an app into this range. The price ranges that we previously mentioned are typically using monetization strategies that have been used before in the past and have been proven. However, in this range, we start to see startup companies trying to diversify themselves or separate themselves from the pack, or businesses that have a very complicated billing or monetization system. Now we've landed in possibly the single biggest reason why apps start to creep up into the $30,000 plus category. There are certain APIs that are very, very complex. They require you to open up an account. They also might require you to submit your app and pass a certain amount of requirements. And this most likely doesn't happen on the first submission. It'll get rejected, and then your developers have to go back and refactor things the way that the service is requiring. This might happen multiple times through iterations. It's a very good chance in these situations that you may end up spending $30,000 or more before you even get to that first submission, and then need to pay more as these iterations and these requirements come back. I know what you might be thinking. I hired these developers because they're supposed to know what they're doing. Well, there's many different API services out there, and not every developer has had a chance to develop on every single system. And so it takes time and it takes trial and error to be able to understand what the requirements are from that particular service. Additionally, these services can change the APIs at any time. And so a developer who may have programmed on it previously may have to learn new protocols. And if your app is also based on that old system, it may have to be adopted down the line if these changes were to come about. Didn't think you'd see communications pushing up to this price point? Well, think again. They might not be a huge factor in pushing it up to this price point, but a decent chunk of cost could come from meetings. Think about it. Time is money. You're paying that expert to be there at that time with you to at first really go through the requirements of your application to see what's possible and to produce documents that not only are important for the build, but are important afterwards if you're looking to possibly sell this app or this business to another entity or look for investors. And let's face it, during those meetings, you know you're going to be racking that developer, that project manager's brain for more information and more ideas. And that's okay. They just should be compensated for it. So again, this is probably not going to push you into the $30,000 level by itself, but it is part of the cost structure that goes into an app that pushes beyond this price point. Hey, my name is Chris Ray from Alchemy Apps. We consult, educate, and build apps for clients using no-code tools like Bubble, Xano, and Flutterflow. We do this for startups looking to launch their MVP or maintain their current product, as well as businesses looking to streamline processes or introduce new products into their business model. Contact us today for a free 30-minute consultation, and let's bring your idea to life.